Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or you're just happy to see me?
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Normally I'd be on camera, but I was like telling Stieg backstage it was basically miserable, raining pretty much just about all day today. So I was like, not feeling too well. I don't mind. I don't mind a light rain. I do not mind like a medium rain. I like sleeping to rain and all that, but it was a downpour. And I'm out trying to do grocery shopping in a downpour rain. So basically all the groceries get wet, everything. I'm trying to bring them in as fast as possible so they don't get soaked, and I end up getting soaked at the same time. So that's all.
You've had a doozy of a day.
Yes. So rain, like April showers, really with a fucking vengeance. April showers. But before I say hello to the chat, and I've 8 articles up, and we'll I'm not gonna go say what they are until Stieg does the roll. To see which ones we cover first, and in order. Let Sailorberry know where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
Here, twice a month. And sometimes on Miss Martin Muses' channel, randomly, and sometimes on Tommy's channel, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. But I'm not doing as much YouTube as I used to. I'm down to 5%, maybe even 1%.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I get to watch movies and all kinds of other things.
So, and speaking of movies, real fast while I'm thinking about it, and I'll mention this again at the end of the stream, that I've decided officially on the 1s and 2s for April, and the first of the 1s and 2 streams will actually coincide with my birthday, so it'll be like a combination birthday stream as well as 1s and 2s discussion, and that is Lethal Weapon. So basically, it'd be Lethal Weapon 1 and 2 for the 1s and 2s in April. So you have a week, basically up until 8 p.m. Eastern, to watch the first Lethal Weapon. So like I said, it'll be pretty much a combination of a discussion stream / birthday stream, since it'll be literally on my birthday next Wednesday. But actually, before we get in, I say hello to the chat. I have to let my dog out of the room, and then I'll be back to say hello to everyone, and then we'll get into some good good feel articles, some basically interesting articles, and some just outright weird articles. So I'll be right back, chat. Just give me just a little bit to let her out of my room.
Yeah, the damn dog. Anyway, see Trey's in there, Terra Crystal, Soul Assassin. Lisa Roberts. I don't think I've seen you before on this channel, but well met. And Miss Martin Muses was there dropping a rose, I think. Yes, Brady D, Citizen Ronan, Mr. Bentham. I think that's all. All good people. Let's see. Do you like Dune, Stieg? I want to like it more than I like it. Does that make sense? I recently watched the 84 movie for the first time. I thought it was kind of weird. I liked the actors in it, though. And I liked the first of the new ones. I haven't seen the second one, so I can't comment on it. But I'm definitely a Dune normie. Very much a normie. So...
yes, very much a Dune normie.
Yeah, basically what I say about Dune is take it with a grain of salt and listen to Nerd Cookies and stuff, because she knows her stuff. And yes, I have seen Logan's Run. I think that's a really cool movie. It's got Michael York in it too. It's one of my favorite actors, actually.
Yeah, I've seen Logan's Run too. But anyway, from the top, I see Trey is ready for the weird. So hopefully you enjoy the articles. I know Trey sent me a couple, so he kind of knows what to expect. But I found more additional ones to cover.
So basically, what he's saying is he's ready for you and not me.
Pretty much. So yes, happy 3rd of apparently April is now Gapril. because they can't be satisfied with like a month dedicated to like the whole fucking pride movement.
What's September gonna be though? September or something?
Uh,
Probably
yeah, something like that.
or
You know.
October. Sorry.
So I don't know, but like they can't like basically. It's like it just makes me think of like what Morgan Freeman say. Basically, you're reducing my history to 1 month, pretty much. So it's like, but now I have to take
November.
people, like every fucking month because yeah, we don't notice them enough on fucking Twitter and other social media. So apparently, you have to take over the year. Anyway.
Oh, February.
Oh my god, no. I'm steering away from this conversation. Jaluk probably gonna be lurking again. No worries. Yes, I'm planning on being there tomorrow, just because I know I won't be able to stream Friday for multiple reasons. One of which I'll be seeing Godzilla X Kong with my siblings and a few others. Tomorrow evening, and I doubt I'll be able to stream it all during the afternoon because I'll be getting the new tire that I need for my car came in, so like they're gonna be putting that on, and because I had to wait for a couple hours yet, like what was it, Monday, for them to put this damn spare on. And then I'm getting my hair colored.
Which color?
Just going darker.
Oh,
So I'm not going drastic, but basically just a shade below black. So basically, like like as dark as I can go without basically going black. I know how that fucking came out. Color black.
yeah. Meanwhile, Trey is winking.
Yes. Bring on the weird. Hey, Citizen Ronan. Ms. Mara Muses, driving and listening. No worries. Good to see you, Teresa. Hope you're doing well. Mr. Bentham. Hello. Lisa Roberts. What is up? Tara Crystal. The two gifts from Throne. I know they're both shipped. I don't know when exactly I will be getting them.
Oh
but
shit!
I did get the notification that they did ship.
I thought you said they're both shit. And
No,
I was like,
shipped.
that's rather rude.
No, shipped. They're both shipped, and I actually appreciate what the one gift you recommended, Tara Crystal, because I do have seasonal allergies, so actually, what you recommended should help. Rain in April showers, pretty much. How many articles involve Bigfoot? One does mention Bigfoot, but it's not solely focused on Bigfoot, and you'll see what I mean when we cover the article. But I think it does mention Bigfoot. That's it. Steaks Twitter, yep. At least you didn't have to deal with teenagers running around your store like mine. Yeah. This is my kick. If I'm able to stream Saturday, I will be on my kick. Cannot make any promises because mainly because one, I have to watch SmackDown before I watch WrestleMania, and WrestleMania will be at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm doing a watch party for that on my Discord. So we'll see. Yes, that is my Discord. So if you're into watching at least wrestling, but I do watch parties for movies every other weekend or so, just so there's a weekday so where we can just relax and chill and watch movies. Last movie I did watch party of was Child's Play, and slightly before that, Saturday was the movie Black Friday, which I thought was a decent movie. I wish there was more of a focus on Bruce Campbell's character, because I thought it would be more of a focus on his character. But overall, decent movie. Like kind of like one of those movies where it's like, given the shit that we've been given, it's nice to have like a one that's like it's like at least enjoyable to watch for the most part. February made it without the gay holidays. I went, just wait, Trey, just wait. They'll come back. Yeah, going full Evanescence. So basically semi-goth Mara. Like, again, not quite going like full black hair. Actually, I don't have a picture of this, but when I was in college, we had to do sort of mandatory community. When I say community service, I mean like there's like a day where we like volunteer. at like like certain organizations in our downtown area, and one of the ones I volunteered for was where we would read stories to children, and part of that meant dressing up, and I basically donned a black wig, and I guess with my fair skin it worked. I don't know if I exactly want to try that. Just yet. That's why I'm going like just a shade, just a hair lighter than like black hair, but it's still dark. Yeah. Haha. Yeah. Child's Play 2 watch party at some time. I think Child's Play 2 is like where he kind of it's like with the other slasher franchises where it's like officially it's now more of a slasher film than a like what's going on. That's probably the reason why February hasn't been hit, because it's Black History Month, and if the Pride people were to try to take over February, you know what? I hope they fucking do, because I want to see Black History Month supporters and Pride Month supporters just going at it for February.
Isn't it weird that Black History Month only tends to cover American blacks, not Africans?
Yeah.
It's like the Africans don't really count.
When I was deploying to Afghanistan, I had to do pre-deployment training in another state at an army base, and basically like I met a bunch of pretty much like different people, and one of the girls I befriended while I was there was a black girl who absolutely hated the term African American. She absolutely despised that hyphenated term. And she told me it's because like she actually did one of those genealogy tests, like DNA tests, and she traces her heritage back to the Caribbean, not Africa. But because she's black, people automatically call her African American, and she absolutely despised that for that reason. And then two, it's because she's an American. Like she didn't like the hyphenated term at all.
Do you know who else hates it?
Mm-hmm.
Africans.
Yeah.
Because they're like, those fuckers over there are not African.
Yeah. So, yeah. But there it is. But anyway, we have 8 articles. So basically how it works is Stieg rolls a die.
Yep.
And figure out which one we cover first.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, but they're no longer brothers. They're sisters now. God, fucking weird freaks. But I have no idea. They should have stopped at Matrix 3. Anyway, which one?
Number 2.
2. All right, it's a feel-good story. Okay. So, dog named Hero saves owner's life for days fighting off cold and coyotes and getting help. That's why I like animals more than people most of the time. So, yeah, pretty much. So, I have Mediterranean heritage. But yeah, so that's why I like dogs. I like, animals essentially more than people. But an Akita named Hero saved his owner's life last week in an incredible tale of loyalty and resilience that saw him remain by his side through 2 frigid Alberta nights, fend off coyotes, and eventually alert rescuers. Winning plaudits for his name indeed. The world over, a GoFundMe raised $3,000 to cover the veterinary bills of Hero by the shelter that is keeping him safe and warm while his owner recovers. So the story began with an attack. When a passerby named Curtis Dahl was walking in a field of mud and grass near the sugar factory in the downtown of Tabor, and Hero came running up and bit his hold on. Running up and bit his dog around the neck. Dahl claims he tussled with Hero for 10 minutes trying to get him off his dog and needed stitches on his finger by the end of it. Calling police and animal services with a complaint, he alerted them to Hero's presence, But when the officers arrived and saw Hiro lying down exhausted near a terraced plot of grass and weeds near the road, they suddenly heard a cry for help. Arriving, they found a 61-year-old man on his back in a ditch, shivering and unable to move. He told police he'd been stuck there for 2 days while Hiro protected him. So while the man was taken to the hospital, Hiro was taken to Tabor Lost Paw Society, an animal shelter that has special programs to look after dogs during periods of crisis or injury. As it happens, the society's acting president, Alana McPhee, said they had an employee who was the injured man's neighbor and knew that he had another Akita dog named Tora. So while reported missing for 2 days prior, Tora eventually turned up in her owner's yard with a disabled leg after screws and rods in her leg from previous injury had come loose. They suspect she had been back and forth from the site where her owner fell to the home several times, or perhaps could have been fighting, though she had no bite or puncture marks. Once informed of the full story, the man whose dog had been attacked by Hiro was understanding of the situation and was grateful Hiro's owner was rescued. He later received compensation for the medical costs to his dog and himself via, I guess, Canadian $3,000 that was raised from a GoFundMe organized by the Lost Paw Society. Hiro was being protective. That dog probably had not eaten for several days. He was incredibly stressed and obviously powerless to help his owner. He had to fight off coyotes. Yeah. I like dogs more than people. I still need to watch Arthur. But yeah, I could see Mark Wahlberg doing this as a movie. Or like something like this. Or something along these lines. So, but this, yeah. So pretty much I would say it's when Hiro attacked the other dog, he was under stress. He was protecting its owner. And
excellent dog.
Mm-hmm. And this is Canada, so it can get very cold. So basically, he's fending off wildlife, and then I'm just amazed that his owner was able to survive the 2 nights. It's given how cold Canada can get.
Oh, if the dog
frigid, they mean fucking frigid.
If the dog cuddled up to him, he'd get body heats.
I know, but but I'm saying this is a 61-year-old man, so even with the body heat, that's not quite enough. Once your body temperature starts going down.
Yeah.
And it's for 2 days. So, you can imagine the dog's not necessarily, lying next to him the entirety of those 2 days. So, the fact that he survived is also amazing. And fighting off coyotes. Coyotes can be fucking vicious. My sister actually, if my sister was able to do this and she had her way, she'd actually own a couple donkeys, because donkeys actually, I don't necessarily want to say donkeys are a natural enemy to coyotes, but they can fend off coyotes as also. And we kind of can get some coyotes around here where I live.
We don't even have them. I think, I'm not even sure if they're native to Europe.
I don't think so. I think they're pretty much native, at least a certain genus within that family. I think it's just native to North America.
Yeah, I think so.
So, but no, yeah. So, feel good story, chats. So you got this. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm saying they're all over the states. But it's. But they're they can be vicious. They're basically opportunistic.
Yeah.
When it comes to their prey.
If you're injured and there's several of them,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That plus I don't like to think about this, but if you have a small dog and you're not paying attention, coyotes will just take the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, donkeys and yeah, they move towards any canine. Yep. Hey Bradley, the coyotes by me like to hang out at Load Semantics Press. All right, I got the joke. But anyway, I'm gonna close the article so I don't accidentally again. Okay, you rolled, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I did a preemptive roll, so I was just waiting for you to say, ready.
go ahead.
But
Yeah.
it's number 6 now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this one's weird. I'm not. Shall I read that title, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes. Read it like you mean it.
Harvard removes cover made of human skin from 1800s book stored in library. So, there was a book in Harvard's library with a cover made of human skin.
Imagine if his name was Booker,
Oh, God.
the guy who owned the skin.
Don't
Aged
judge a book
Booker.
by its cover, unless, of course, it's made from human skin.
Aged Booker.
Yes, no. Harvard University announced it removed a binding made of the skin of a deceased woman from the 19th century book. I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce that. I don't know French that well. De Destiny, De, that's an L, Lame, which they house in their library. The Ivy League school concluded that the human remains used in the book's binding no longer belong in the Harvard Library collections due to the ethically fraught nature of the book's origins and subsequent history. Harvard said in a statement on their website. So this is it. And this is the book. The book, written by French novelist Arsène Houssaye, translates into Destinies of the Soul and has been in the school's library since 1934. The book's first owner, a French doctor named Dr. Ludovic Bolland, bound the book with skin from an anonymous dead patient without her consent. The library is now...
Oh, yeah. Oh, hopefully that's not why she's dead, though.
No, I think. Well, I mean, they're like who would actually know? I mean, they're no longer alive, but I would imagine that she passed away, and they just took the opportunity to use, because human skin is leathery, especially when it's dead skin, and used it as part of the binding for the book. The library is now in the process of conducting additional provenance and biographical research into the book, Bouland, and the anonymous female patient, as well as consulting with appropriate authorities at the university and in France to determine a final respectful disposition of these human remains, the school statement continued. Until recently, the book was available to people who asked for it for whatever reason. Lore suggests that decades ago, students employed to page collections in Houghton Stacks were hazed by being asked to retrieve the book without being told it included human remains. So,
imagine, people like licking their thumb and to turn the page.
Yeah, no. The core problem with the volume's creation was a doctor who didn't see a whole person in front of him and carried out an odious act of removing a piece of skin from a deceased patient, almost certainly without consent, and used it in a book binding that has been handled by many for more than a century. We believe it's time the remains be put to rest. So, yeah. Humans book bound by human skin.
Yeah. Would be ironic if you found it at the People's Library.
These people watch you all day. Apparently not. But no, yeah. So I saw that article and I was like, I had to.
Yeah. Skin deep writing.
Yeah. Just had to talk about it.
Yeah. Skinning through the pages.
No. Anyway, there's that. So you know that in your mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Damien. Let me close that. Okay.
Number
Alright.
6 again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this is the cryptids one. I guess it kind of mentions Bigfoot, but overall, it's talking about California's creepiest cryptids.
Well,
So,
that's probably Antifa.
no, they're more Oregon. They're more Oregon. Across the country, there have been numerous reports of mysterious animals, creatures, and human-like entities stalking around both rural and urban areas. Some of these sightings date back hundreds of years, with creatures matching accounts of old indigenous stories still being reported to this day. A number of the most obscure and iconic of these cryptids can be found in our beloved state, California. So, to start off,
Trey is from California, isn't he?
well, yeah, he found this article.
Yeah, he's not a cryptid, is he?
I'm not touching that one. You ask him yourself. Let's see. Hold on. Where did I leave off? Okay. I'll just start here. To start off, one cannot talk about the cryptids of California without mentioning the quintessential behemoth himself, Bigfoot. While Bigfoot creatures have been featured in various stories and visual depictions for hundreds of years in multiple countries, there has been especially dense record of spotting this big guy in the Pacific Northwest, and especially so in California. Bigfoot was popularized following the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin footage of a bipedal creature, thought to be Bigfoot, walking across a clearing in a forest located in Willow Creek, California. Although there is a major discourse over the validity of the film, it is still unclear whether the mysterious film is a hoax or not. I'm leaning hoax, but that's one of the most famous videos. As Bigfoot has been majorly popularized and used in marketing in the last 50 or so years, it's more than likely that a lot of reported sightings are hoaxes. However, there are many people that swear by their accounts, fear Bigfoot with their lives, and go so far as to suggest that there are actually multiple Sasquatches, Bigfoot simply being one of many. Whether you believe this or not, be vigilant next time you go camping. I fully believe there's something out there. I'm just wondering why we haven't gotten any definitive footage with today's technology. And then, like, number of people that explore these woods, you would think that we would see something by now. I do believe there's something out there, but majority of them I believe are faked. Another group of cryptids that are known from their cameo on camera are the Fresno Nightcrawlers. First spotted in 2007 on a CCTV camera monitoring a Fresno resident's home, the Fresno Nightcrawlers are depicted as tall, white, disembodied pair of legs that come down to a singular point. No feet. In the footage, they slowly and silently walk across the field in front of the security camera. I've seen that footage. It's weird. There's no real explanation I can think of, but I've seen actually what they're talking about, that CCTV footage. Nobody has debunked this video yet, and the Nightcrawlers were spotted again on camera in 2011 in the Yosemite National Forest. Are they aliens, interdimensional beings? Nobody has figured it out. Then, on the scarier side of things, not many have heard of the California Dark Watchers. Lurking around the Santa Lucia Mountains that run through Monterey and San Luis Obispo counties, the Dark Watchers are pitch-black humanoid figures that are dressed in cloaks and wide-brimmed hats. They appear between the late afternoon and sometimes even twilight. Known to stay stationary on mountain tops, they also stalk hikers. There's been accounts written by Spanish conquistadors in the 1700s describing them as Los Vigilantes Oscuros, which directly translates to the Dark Watchers. Watch out for them on your next hike. Then another well-known cryptid, the Tahoe Tessie, is the Lake Tahoe version of Loch Ness's Nessie in Scotland. There have been sightings of the large black serpentine creature since the 1950s, with some sources claiming that lumberjacks were counted seeing the beast in the early logging days of California during the 1800s. Many suspect Tessie lives in an underwater tunnel beneath cave rock. Although many still believe it in the slippery serpent, UC Davis's Tahoe Environmental Research Center insists that the serpent is not real. Charles R. Goldman, professor of limnology and zoology, who founded the university's Tahoe Research Group, determined that the creature could very well be something like a 1,500-pound sturgeon, or simply the effects of pareidolia, the tendency to perceive something meaningful from abstract visual patterns. The possibility of Tessie's existence still isn't zero, though. All right. Driving through Southern California at night, you may want to be cognizant of what could be prowling along the road. The Riverside Monster has been reported seen around Riverside, complete with inhuman tallness, long limbs, no nose, a large gurgling mouth, and glowing eyes. And no one wants to visit California. I'll try to find the footage, but like I said, I've seen the CCTV footage that they're talking about when it comes to the what are they called? The night crawlers. I've seen that. So, first spotted at night in 1958, a man named Charles Wetzel, he described speeding away from it and immediately reporting it to the Riverside police. Although there haven't been many sightings since, some theorize that the Riverside Monster is either an undiscovered species, an alien, or simply a vulture that was wildly misconstrued. That's what, it's believed that the sightings of the Mothman were actually an owl. Because at night, your vision is distorted. And especially if you're looking through a rear view or side mirror, images appear larger, things like that. When you're driving, so it's speculated that the sightings of the Mothman were actually sightings of an owl at night, and it's attributed to the cryptid. So, finally, the West Coast take on the famous Jersey Devil. The Lone Pine Mountain Devil, presumably located in the eastern Sierras, is a winged bat-like flesh eater that was allegedly first seen in the late 1800s by a group of Spanish settlers. According to their story, there were multiple devils that flew around and brutally attacked the group. This flying creature is believed by some to be a guardian of the area, targeting those who disrespect nature or trespass on their territory. Truth or hoax, it's still a scary thought for those traversing the Sierras. Could have been bats. Just could have been pretty big bats.
Or they just saw a big bird at night.
Yeah.
And then heard a bat later on.
Hey, Megatron is tracking down Magneto. Let me see if I can find that footage. See if I can find that footage. Let's see if this has the video. Okay, I don't know how clear this video is going to be because it's based CCTV footage. But let me just show you guys. All right. Okay, the Fresno Nightcrawler. Okay. It's not exactly clear, but you see that?
It looks like it's a rag tied to a string.
Yeah, but how? Out in the middle of this area.
Someone's holding a stick with a string pointing down, which is tied.
Where is the person?
Off camera.
They would catch the stick. There's no way you could have that and not have a straight enough stick.
No, if you have a long line and the stick is way above.
Okay, that's way long of a line. You need to understand perception and depth perception.
It just looked like a handkerchief.
I'm saying, there's no way it could be faked. You watch this. from where it is, pretty much. Like distance-wise, there's no way. This would be like 20 feet at least. There's no way that someone with a stick and a string could do that. Just by himself.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks fake as fuck.
I'm not saying either way, but I'm not seeing how it could be faked. It's at like it's a Hollywood level of fake, and it's on CCTV footage to boot, which can't be. It was like which would be extremely, when I say extremely, difficult to alter.
What's above it though?
What are you talking about? What's above it?
You know, something might be above it that people could stand on.
It's out in the mid, like open. What could be above it?
Don't know.
I'm saying there's like you can't like you're trying to come up with explanations. I'm looking at the footage, and there's no way that we would see a shadow if there's something above it. We would see a shadow because there's light there.
Yeah, I still think it looks fake.
I'm with Trey. I think it's a ghost, but they're called night crawlers.
Yeah, but
That's the
why
footage
that
we're talking about.
ghost?
I think it's a ghost.
It looks like Casper the ghost, though. I mean, it's like someone wearing a sheet.
I'm just saying. I'm looking at this footage, and I've like looked at the footage before, and I can't figure out how it could have been faked.
I don't know.
It's on CCTV footage, so it wouldn't be a miniature set, Damien. It's in someone's yard. So I'm just saying, I can't. I've watched ghost hunting programs where I've like looked, to see what could be the possible, what could possibly be happening, like logical explanation, and that I cannot explain.
I can't explain it, but I still think it looks fake as fuck.
You can explain it, but every explanation you've come up with is, I'm like, okay, where's the shadow? There'd be shadows. There's no way someone by himself could do what you claim to do to get that creature to walk from that distance towards the camera that easily. Not even with a stick and a string.
Well, if you put the light source,
the light source is the street lights, so it's not like their own light source. It's like the street lights from the moon.
I don't know.
If there was additional light there, you would see it. It would be extremely bright. That lighting there tells me that this only the from the street lights that are wherever on the street that's casting enough of a glow, so it's not completely dark. There's no way they could have set up additional lights and you would not see a difference.
I don't know. I still think it looks fake.
It just disappeared. Like I said, that's part of the footage. When I watched it, because I was watching a program called Paranormal Caught on Camera, it disappeared. I'm just saying that I cannot explain it, and the explanations that you came up with, no offense, do not make any sense given the footage. Because I'm looking at that from where people would be standing, the lighting. No additional shadows. That thing is not even casting a shadow. So if it was something that someone created, it would cast its own shadow. There's no shadow cast from it. So the only thing I can think of is it's a ghost. Because sometimes ghosts don't materialize completely. I'm looking at that. There's no shadows. None. Humans cast shadows. Figures created by humans cast shadows. That thing didn't. I
don't know. I wouldn't be spooked if I saw that, though.
I'm not spooked. I'm fascinated. I'm the kind of person that walks into haunted houses hoping to get a response. Hey, Kay. But I'm saying I'm looking at that footage, no shadows. I can't explain it. Anyway, but that's... I'm going to close those 2 tabs. So right now we're down to 5.
Yep. Yeah. Number 2.
Okay. So, don't know how many people have read the Iliad and the Odyssey, but Greek archaeologists have used the Iliad, written by Homer, as a map to find 10 ancient shipwrecks.
I thought that article was really cool when I found it.
So, like I said, the Iliad and the Odyssey, written by Homer, well, told by Homer, because like the written word was well after Homer's time, but told by Homer and then subsequently passed down to the point where it was like written down, but here it is. So using the Iliad to find 10 ancient shipwrecks. So covering almost 5,000 years of history, a team of maritime archaeologists from Greece have located a series of shipwrecks off the coast of the island of Kossos. Yeah, I believe that's also how they found at least where Troy would have been. Based on the Iliad and the Odyssey, where Troy would have been. Dating from as far back as 3000 BC, I hate before Common Era. You can fuck right off of that. 3000 BC, and through the classical period 460 BC, the Hellenistic age on 100 BC to 100 AD, and Roman times all the way up to the Byzantine period 800 to 900 AD. The medieval and Ottoman periods, they are like a barnacle-encrusted history of Hellas and her neighbors, Hellas being Greece, or Greek.
Yeah, which is actually what it's called in Norway.
Mm-hmm.
Hellas.
Since 2019, the research team of the National Hellenic Research Foundation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Culture, has utilized sources, testimonies, and references from Homer's Iliad until modern times to locate the wrecks. In the epic, Homer writes that the people of Kossos sent ships to fight in the wars with Ilium, Troy. The findings were recorded and documented with modern scientific methods, while sample recoveries of archaeological objects were carried out, the study of which offers new information and archaeological data, aspects of the history of Kossos, and the rich cultural heritage of the Mediterranean. Sunken remains of ancient ships with merchandise from Spain, Italy, Africa, and the coast of Asia Minor were brought to light by an interdisciplinary team of Greek and foreign researchers that included divers, geologists, and others. Among some of the objects discovered were amphorae, stamped with a seal from Spain in 170 AD, as well as drinking vessels and flasks from Roman North Africa. A stone anchor was identified from the period in the aftermath of the Trojan Wars. The Kossos Maritime Project was documented with underwater footage for an 11-minute film called Diving into the Aegean History. So let's kind of watch just a little bit of it. Let's see what they talk about. We're not gonna watch the whole film, just a little bit.
Κάσος είναι ένα απομακρυσμένο νησί στο νότιο-ανατολικό Αιγαίο, δίπλα στην Κάρπαθο, νότια της Ρόδου και βόρεια της Κρήτης, απομακρυσμένη και ακριτική. Φαίνεται παρόλα αυτά να έχει μια πολύ έντονη ναυτική δραστηριότητα, μια ναυτική παράδοση. Έχουμε μαρτυρίες από τον Όμηρο ότι στέλνει πλοία στον Τροικό Πόλεμο, αλλά και έχουμε και πάρα πολύ έντονη δραστηριότητα στα νεότερα χρόνια. Έχει καρνάγια, έχει στόλο, έχει πολλούς πλειοκτήτες και καπετάνιους. Κάποιο μεμονωμένο έβριμα, άγκυρες, αμφορείς, λιμενικές εγκαταστάσεις, οτιδήποτε μπορεί να μας υποδείξει ότι υπήρχε μία δραστηριότητα στη θάλασσα, μία συγκεκριμένη χρονική περίοδο.
Πήγαμε τη ζώνη 25-35 που λέγεται.
Okay.
Αυτή τη ζώνη είδαμε από τα αριστερά.
Περάσαμε τα σκούτερς, πήγαμε, φτάσαμε σε ένα σημείο και από εκεί αρχίσαμε και ανεβήκαμε πάνω και επιστρέφοντας πίσω βρήκαμε τις αυτοκεντρώσεις.
Κανατάκια, είδατε καθόλου, σπασμένα κανατάκια.
Η περιοχή θέλει ψάξιμο και έχει.
Άρα θα ρίξουμε σκάφο. Όταν και εφόσον βρούμε αυτό το αρχαιολογικό έβριμα, η δουλειά μας είναι να το καταγράψουμε, να το τεκμηριώσουμε αρχικά στο σημείο που βρέθηκε, in situ.
Βρήκαμε ότι εκεί σπασμένα, αλλά και σε ένα συγκεκριμένο σημείο πολλά πακτωμένα. Και ψάξτε εκεί με την ησυχία σας.
Να πάρουμε αυτά τουλάχιστον 3-4 κομμάτια, μία βάση που είναι χαρακτηριστική για το μαγειρικό.
Αφού ο αρχαιολόγος σημάνει τα αντικείμενα που θέλει να ανελκυστούν, είναι ευθύνη μου να καταδυθώ και να το ανελκύσω με ασφάλεια. Από εκεί και πέρα, το κομμάτι της ταιριάς.
Καλά κάνατε για το πήρατε αυτό.
Η διαδικασία είναι να παραμείνει το αντικείμενο σε υγρό περιβάλλον, όσο γίνεται για να παραμείνει σταθερό. Και να γίνει ένας πρώτος μηχανικός καθαρισμός από την ομάδα συντήρησης.
I might watch this offline. It's like 11 minutes, but yeah. Like I say, if I can find the picture. But it's like I deployed to Turkey, and during my first deployment, I did a tour, like certain areas of Turkey, and one of which we went to, like the Mediterranean. I don't think I've ever seen an ocean that blue. But I find this thing fascinating. Finding basically 10 ancient shipwrecks. Just using of amongst basically modern day technology as a source, the Iliad.
Yeah, kind of cool that they used it though.
Yeah. So, like I said, I find that I might watch that off, definitely off stream because it's like a little over 11, like almost 12 minutes. But yeah. So there is basically where it's amazing what you can discover when you actually read classical literature and not just get triggered over it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I'd be teaching the Iliad and the Odyssey. When I was doing teaching, taught the Odyssey. Now, the Odyssey is post the Trojan War, but still taught the Odyssey. Yeah. There's at least one that I know of with I'll show you, Trey. This is the one I'll find it, and this is the one we showed to the students. Oh, come on, you stupid fucking computer. Thank you. Or I'll show you. Now again, it doesn't cover entirely the Odyssey but I mean it's a mini series, so
you know what? Troy
adaptation from 1997.
Troy kind of set up an Odyssey movie with
I know, but it was like the Trojan War, so it was before the Odyssey, because the Odyssey follows Odysseus home.
Yeah,
and it takes
but he's in it.
Who's in it?
Odysseus.
I know, I'm saying but this is the actual Odyssey, because the Iliad is the Trojan War, pretty much. The Odyssey is the post, talks about the Trojan War, but it's post-Trojan War, so while the Troy sets it up, this is actually the Odyssey. This is actually the Odyssey itself.
Yeah.
Where Odysseus is trying to return home, and it takes him 21 years.
What I'm saying is they could have done a spin-off sequel following Sean Bean's character after Troy.
Yeah, well, you saw how well Troy did, so they weren't going to do that.
No.
So this is right now the only version that you have. The 1997 miniseries with Armand Asante. Right here. This is what we showed the students. And I'm pretty sure you can find it somewhere, pretty much. It's a miniseries. That's Odysseus. And for those who have not read the Odyssey, from the time that Odysseus... What the hell? I hate my computer so much. From the time that Odysseus leaves for Troy to when he actually finally returns home, it's 21 years. Because he leaves right when his son is born. And when Odysseus returns, like finally returns home, it's 21 years. His son is 21 years old. So this is the only version as of now that I know of where it's like you can like it's the Odyssey. So, but there it is. It says moving on. Yes, you are. But yeah, there it is. So, like I said, this is a decent adaptation. You have Armand Asante as Odysseus. Now Vanessa Williams as Calypso.
Christopher Lee is in it.
Yeah, because that's when he goes. I think that's when Odysseus goes to hell. For those of you who don't know Greek mythology, pretty much there is no real heaven for people to go to unless you're a god or a demigod or goddess. Pretty much, like that's like heaven. Essentially, is only reserved for gods, goddesses, or demigods and goddesses. Pretty much every other human, no matter how good he or she is, goes to hell. So what's the point of living a good life? I'm just saying.
Well, hell isn't like the biblical hell, though. It's
no, I'm saying, but it's not heaven either. It's like there is torment. I'm saying it's like no matter how you live your life in Greek mythology, humans go to hell. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Yeah. Wishbone did a version of it. I remember that. $2 super chat from Captain America. Albert, thank you so much. I consider Captain America to be the Odysseus of the MCU. Maybe. Hades is just afterlife. Yeah, I'm saying, but like, it's not heaven. So it doesn't matter how you live your life. You like that's where you end up. So, but that's like Charlie says it's on YouTube. Like you should be able to find it from 1997. So, but there is that. All right, so we have 4 more articles left.
Yep. Number 2.
Okay. Not that I would want necessarily to visit Oregon, at least Portland. But for stargazers, Oregon Outback named world's largest dark sky sanctuary, a stargazer's paradise. So there's parts of Oregon that I would visit, not avoiding Portland at all costs. Basically, Oregon is
Portland's a shithole.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oregon is now the new home of the world's 19th dark sky sanctuary, offering pristine views of the night sky across over 3,800 square miles, making it the largest of its kind. The certification issued by Dark Sky International involves a years-long effort by federal, state, and local officials, community members, and several legal jurisdictions. The first zone of the total amount of area submitted for certification comprises 2.5 million acres in Lake County, southeastern Oregon. The certified area is about 1/2 the size of New Jersey, in a region frequently referred to as the Oregon Outback, considered a paradise for stargazers. Hold on.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to Oregon either, Trey. Let's see, Greater Idaho, slowly moving forward.
I mean, I'd go to the Outback area. That's it. If completed, the full Oregon Outback International Dark Sky Sanctuary will encompass over 11.4 million acres of voluntarily protected night skies. So that's a lot. But that's like the only part I would visit. That's the only part of Oregon I would visit. Just because I do like stargazing to an extent. It's just unfortunately I live close enough to a city that it's like not as frequent as I would like it to be, like being able to see the night sky. I think it's like not so much protecting the night sky, it's more like protecting the land necessarily, and like calling it a sanctuary. I think that's what they're doing. It's not necessarily protecting the sky. Greater Idaho is slowly moving forward to its next political obstacle. Well, we're going to hell in a handbasket at this rate. But there it is. At least, like, it's like like I said, I do enjoy things like this. Now, will I go? Not anytime soon, but I would like to at least, when it becomes official at some point, hopefully, that 11.4 million miles, acres, I should say. So, of the Dark Sky Sanctuary. But there it is. Oregon Desert's an okay place. Bet they drop shrooms and stare at the sky. Oh, can you think of another way? So yeah. That's another article down. So we have 3 more.
3.
I don't know how this happened, and I have no idea how this woman fucking ate this thing and not realizing she couldn't chew it. Like, I wonder how small it was. I didn't really read the article, but a woman needs emergency surgery after swallowing nail and bag of pork rinds.
Could be a small nail.
Still, it's like, let me see.
Well done.
Let me see if they say how big the nail was. Protruding into her throat.
Yeah, that's
I'm like, was it baked into the pork rinds? Even then, it's like you would kind of feel metal in your mouth when you're chewing it. You're supposed to chew your food before you swallow it.
She probably didn't.
There's a South American woman somehow swallowed a nail. 68 years old.
They are known for being great at swallowing, though, aren't they?
Oh, shut up. Discovered that the nail was piercing one of her carotid arteries, which helps supply oxygen and blood to the brain. It was in her throat. I'm just like, it's not saying how big this nail is. And at the same time, it's like, was it baked into the pork rind somehow? Was it? Because how do you miss that? Like, how do you not feel it? Here's a carpet nail. I'm just saying, it's like, I don't know. They're not saying how big it was. That's the thing. She somehow swallowed it. I'm saying, like, the only way that like you would have not noticed it is if it was somehow baked into the pork rind. So, hey, Mr. Bentham. But when you swallow it, it's like that's when you should feel something sharp. I don't like, but they're not saying how big it was. But they were able to save the woman. by isolating the artery and repairing it by sectioning it, and joined a healthy artery with another healthy artery. So they were able to save the woman's life. It was in her throat. So yeah. So I guess actually chew your food, ladies and gentlemen, before you not just swallow. So, but there's that. Chew your food. All right, we have 2 articles left.
Number 2.
All right. A dog digging in the Florida yard unearths decades-old military bomb. Hey, fuck Norris. I don't know. I haven't tried gravy, and I don't intend to try. But a dog digging in a Florida yard unearths decades-old military bomb. So a dog digging in her owner's Florida yard unearthed something far more surprising and dangerous than a bone, a decades-old military bomb. Matthew Sims of Jacksonville said his dog, Baby, was playing in his yard when she unearthed a metallic object next to his garage. You couldn't tell what it was until you started pulling it up. Once I got it halfway out, I was like, oh, I know what this is. Let me gently put this back down. So the object was about a foot long and weighed around 10 pounds. He called Jacksonville police, and the bomb squad responded to examine the discovery. Police said the object, an old, unexploded piece of military ordnance, was likely buried for decades based on its state of decay. Nearby homes were evacuated before the bomb squad hauled the object away. Origins of it remain unclear. I'm wondering how. The only thing I can think of is if that residential area was, before it became residential area, was a military testing ground. Because if it's decades old, it could have been a military testing ground, and then sort of basically given to the state for residential use. That's the only thing I can think of for why a bomb would be there and somehow buried. Was like it was part of a military testing ground.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't think they hid it in the dirt, Trey. I think basically it just didn't go off. It was inert. Because unless someone somehow, the other article, somehow got a bomb away from the military, which is, I would be wondering about security at that point, being decades old. Probably an old mortar range didn't get cleared. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm saying that's the only thing I can think of is a basically bomb testing site, mortar range wasn't entirely cleared, and that bomb was inert. So let's see what this video is.
So it's not unusual for a dog to dig when they go in the backyard. I see it all the time.
Yeah, but it's what a dog unearthed in Jacksonville that had the owner calling in the bomb squad.
Ugh.
That's because the dog dug up a piece of an unexploded military ordnance. Can't make this stuff up. Its owner first got curious after seeing something sticking out of the ground. He actually started pulling it out when he realized what it was. The bomb squad then came in and evacuated neighbors before removing the device. Wow.
I've been doing some research over here, and that looks to be like a 120 millimeter mortar
Can you
round.
imagine?
There
Let
you
me
go.
just pull that out with my hand.
Mortar round, mortar range wasn't cleared. Was tested, and when it impacted, did not explode and remained buried because they just didn't bother clearing the ordinances at least well. So I don't think, like I said, I don't think they just buried it, because the way it works basically is they shoot it into the ground. I'm when I say into the ground, I mean so it goes in. So when they fire it, it goes into the ground and not at anywhere where it could cause casualties. And when it impacted, it didn't explode and remained and just remained there, and was eventually just through excavation and so forth, when like basically residential areas started basically being built up. It was like just buried itself. Like no one buried it. It just remained buried because of when it impacted, it didn't explode.
Yeah, it was a dud.
Mm-hmm. So that's how it worked. And which is, again, why, yes, call in the bomb squad, because you never fucking know. But if it's been decades old and if it didn't explode on impact, chances are it was a dud. But there it is. Yeah, so a dog somehow dug up a mortar round. In Florida, no less. So technically a Florida man story.
Yeah, kind of.
One more article left, chat. So I was basically on the right track when I said there was a former military testing ground before it became residential. If it's decades old, and I can see that from World War II, particularly.
Yeah.
Holy crap. But anyway, dumb criminal article. Dumb criminal article, ladies and gentlemen. Venice burglar accidentally takes selfie with victim's iPhone. See, this is why I have a security code on my phone, so in case I do lose it or if it's stolen, no one can access it.
I have to have it. It's like a thing with Samsung.
Mm-hmm.
They just
I have the facial recognition set up as well as if it doesn't recognize the face. I have the security code to be punched in. And somehow he accidentally took a selfie.
Yeah, the selfie's even in there. I was chuckling.
Yeah.
He looks like a deer in the head. Look at that. I mean, seriously.
Yep. Los Angeles police are asking for the public's help to identify a suspect who burglarized a home in Venice and accidentally took a selfie with the victim's iPhone. The suspect entered a residence. Now, if the iPhone is on, even if it's used, but definitely if it's on, you can ping the location of a cell phone. So I don't know why they're needing necessarily public's help entirely. I'm like, just why aren't you pinging the phone? You have the number, you have the cell phone towers. You can triangulate the location. The only way they would not be able to find is if he turns the phone off. While inside, the suspect entered a residence on Paloma Avenue near Speedway around 7 a.m. on July 11th through an unlocked door. While inside the living room of the residence, the suspect grabbed the victim's iPhone and accidentally activated a video application, which then took a selfie of the suspect. The subject took the iPhone and fled the scene. A woman and her two 15-year-old girls were inside the home at the time of the burglary. The suspect is described as a black male. Really?
Well, yeah.
In a selfie, he's seen wearing a dark hat. I'm like, okay, unless he turns the phone off, triangulate the bitch. I just knock your damn doors, yeah. You might have found the phone discarded somewhere. Well, it's either this article is from, yeah. So this article is from years ago, but at this point, I doubt very seriously that it would have been found. Like I said, all he would have had to do is turn the phone off, take the SIM out, claim he needed a new SIM card because there's something wrong with the original.
Oh, you know what? When I found that article, all the other articles around it were from 2024. So it's like,
What likely happens if there's similar articles, it'll ping articles that like have similar topics, no matter how old the article is.
I didn't look at the date. I just assumed it was this year.
No, so. But like I'm saying, like like they needed like if there's been like no updates since then, chances are he just turned the phone off. What you can do is like you basically turn the phone off, pull the SIM out.
He's probably out of jail now.
Then get a new SIM card.
Yeah.
That's all he has to do. Or that's all he had to do.
Would be fun if the guy is actually out of jail and watching the stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'd actually be surprised, Trey, because I've like pulled my phone out and somehow there's a way to slide slide your finger across the screen on an iPhone to activate the camera function. And I've done that without realizing it and taking pictures of me walking my fucking dogs. You see pictures of my feet while I'm outside because I use my phone to listen to music while I'm walking my dog. And like they have that as a function. And I'm like, why? That's like the dumbest fucking shit. I don't want to I don't want to be able to easily access the camera like that.
Yeah, it makes it like kind of intrusive.
Yeah, but that's like how the iPhones are essentially set up, at least current ones. So it's like, no matter what, like all I do is I'll pull my phone out of my pockets, like my hoodie pockets, and my thumb has accidentally brushed the screen enough that it somehow activates the camera function. Hey, Sultan. So I'll go through my pictures and wonder, why do I have a bunch of pictures of the street and my feet? Well, at the time, the reason why I just stuck with iPhone is at the time when I initially got an iPhone, I primarily had Apple computers, like Macs, and it was easier at the time to basically like have your like phone, like the two, like basically the computer and the brand basically had like be by the same maker. So like if you want to add music to the phone or whatever, you didn't have to go through multiple different like steps. Now I think it's improved enough that I could get an Android and it would be fine. But I like it just came like for a while it was like just simpler just to get a new iPhone because I was primarily using Macs, and that's before I got my PC. So but that is the all the articles.
Yeah, nothing too crazy today. More of a mix.
Nope. Yep, a little bit of a mix. Some feel good articles, some like dumb criminal one. Basically like cool ones. Oh, that's my text tone. So yes, it is the sound of the shield going back up in Halo. And some cryptid talk. So let me just respond to that.
It's like a text from someone going, "Why the fuck did you send me a picture of your feet?"
I also need my brothers to get back to my sister and me because we're going to see Godzilla X Kong, and I'm like, are we going to get dinner first before the movie? So we kind of need to know so we can coordinate, where we're going to meet and everything, because there's a candy shop I want to go to before the film starts. And because the movie itself that we're going to see is at 8:15 p.m. my time, and I doubt the shop will be open when the movie's done. So I want to have time to go eat dinner, go to the shop, and then go see the movie. As much as I don't want to see the film, I'm primarily doing it because I'm hanging out with my siblings. But yeah, so that is the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with us. Next week is the first of the 1s and 2s, and as I mentioned earlier in the stream, next Wednesday is my birthday. So the first of the 1s and 2s talking Lethal Weapon will be basically a combination of movie discussion / birthday celebration. Now, Talk Nerdy to Us will be a birthday, pre-birthday celebration. Sunday at 1:30 p.m. I will try to go live tomorrow on my Twitch since I know I can't stream Friday. I'm going to try streaming Saturday afternoon. I make no promises because I have to basically, like I said, watch SmackDown before WrestleMania, and WrestleMania starts at 7 p.m. Although if you are part of my Discord, will be a WrestleMania watch party. So basically the next time I stream will be Talk Nerdy to Us. At least it's like after tomorrow. Next time I'll likely be streaming would be Talk Nerdy to Us. And then back to Mass Effect on Monday. So yeah, so like I said, adding this stream as a bit of like positivity and fun, because I see enough cringe as it is on Twitter, on social media in general, and I don't want to be able to be covering it every damn week.
Yeah, it gets old, especially if you've done it for years, really.
Yeah. So this is my Twitch,
and it never ends.
Nope, it doesn't. And I know, it's going to be never ending.
Yeah, it's a female Silver Surfer now confirmed.
Yeah. So
I'm at coining this term, surfette.
Okay.
As in Smurfette, but surf.
Yeah. But anyway, like I have no hope for that movie. I have no hope for the Marvel in general anymore. But anyway,
Endgame finished it perfectly, I think.
I didn't bother watching Endgame because I pretty much called, oh, they're fucking coming back.
Yeah. That was, they're not gonna get rid of their moneymakers. But.
No, but I'm saying, if you wanted to have any level of apprehension doubt as to whether or not they'd be returning, you kill off, and I say quotes, at the end of Infinity War, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and even the Hulk, because they didn't have movies all planned moving forward. So would their characters come back? Watch Endgame to find out. But they kill off Spider-Man and Black Panther and Doctor Strange. And I'm like, those assholes are coming back. They have movies planned. Way to kill the apprehension. I don't know. If you like the movie, more power to you. I'm just saying, they fucking telegraphed their punches with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. As soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm not bothering watching Endgame. I know they're coming back. So, anyway. But anyway, most people stopped with Endgame because it pretty much ended Phase 3 and ended with the characters that they grew to love. And now no one gives a shit about the current characters. So, another $2 super chat from Albert. Thank you so much. And Avengers Endgame with 2 Spider-Man chasers. Yeah, pretty much. Then you have the Spider-Man No Way Home Member Berries edition. Anyway, that's just my rant. Anyway, but anyway, I have no hope for any current Marvel properties. Anyway, so Steve,
Deadpool.
Well, even then, I'm apprehensive about that because I'm they're bringing in that timekeeper organization. That was seen in Loki. So I'm like, oh shit, what are they doing?
Oh, I didn't watch Loki.
Yeah, I didn't watch Loki either, but I know that was part of Loki, and it doesn't look as good as the first 2.
The first 2 were great.
So I'm just saying I need to see more because I'm not seeing anything that's piquing my interest with Deadpool 3. I'm going to see it because I know that Steph is going to want to talk about it, but nothing's piqued my interest when it comes to that. Anyway, because I have to go grab my dog. So Steve, let everybody know where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
Well, here in a few weeks for the top 10 1986.
Yes.
That's a hard one because I've started it and it's like I have to leave out so many good movies. It's this is probably the hardest one so far, and 87 is going to be even worse.
Yeah, and this is my Discord. Yeah, thank you. So again, watch party this Saturday and Sunday for WrestleMania. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So again, tomorrow, my plan is to be live on my Twitch playing some Helldivers 2. Since I won't be able to, I don't believe I'll be able to stream on Saturday. No stream Friday because of hanging out with siblings and the watch party for WrestleMania. Saturday and Sunday evenings, and Talk Nerdy to Us will be a pre-birthday stream nerdy discussion at 1:30 p.m. Eastern this coming Sunday. So take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day or evening, depending on where you are in the world, and we will see you all next time. So again, you have a week to watch Lethal Weapon for next week's discussion. So good night, everyone. Peace.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.